Welcome back to Live Zone Sports. Just like that, we're back. It's Mozzie here, and I'm here with the one, the only, the living legend, the Live Zone. What's going on?
What's going on?
Back for Dynamics on the Hardwood, a segment we love talking about the NBA, what's going on in it, focusing in today on the big move of the day, breaking today, shooting day. James Harden trade to the Clippers. Lots of teams involved, lots of players involved, lots of picks involved. Who won? How we breaking it down? What are you feeling? What are you liking? What do you don't like? Give it to me straight.
All right, so we got a lot to dissect here because honestly, looking at it, both teams have won as of right now, right? Nobody's played. The Clippers ended up getting James Harden and PJ Tucker and Filip Petrusev. And then the 76ers ended up getting Robert Covington, Nick Batum, Marcus Morris, Kevin Martin Jr., an unprotected 28 first round pick via Clippers, 2 second round picks via Clippers, the first round pick from the Thunder, and the first round pick swap with the Clippers. So not only did they get Kevin Martin Jr., they ended up getting the first round pick from the Thunder. That's definitely going to be something. And then after that, they also got more picks from the Clippers, which is beneficial because all the Clippers players, the big four that they have now, are kind of getting to that point where it's aging. You know what I mean? All of them are over 32. So honestly, I think that as of right now, the 76ers have won this trade. Now, I know a lot of people are going to be like, you're crazy. James Harden is on the Clippers with Kawhi, Paul George, Russell Westbrook, Miles Plumlee, Zubac. I get it. But at the same time, Harden wasn't playing on the 76ers, and the 76ers just gained a lot of pieces. Now, the thing that I am looking at is look at the pieces that the Clippers got. PJ Tucker, he's not going to play much. I mean, honestly, he's over 38 years old. He's getting to the point where he can only, run up and down the floor, and hopefully you guard him because he's a known player. Then
He
after
brings
that,
a veteran mindset and a good team energy.
yes, he does. I will give you that. And then after that, you got James Harden. I mean, offensive oriented, right? But now I'm looking at what the 76ers got. Robert Covington, defensive minded. Nick Batum can get a bucket and defensive minded. Marcus Morris, defensive minded dog. KJ Martin. I mean, he's a young stud. I really like what the 76ers are getting here, and they got picks to, if just in case that these people that they traded Harden for don't work out. I think it's a good move from both teams. I'm kind of worried about how Russell Westbrook is going to do now, though, because as you know, Russell Westbrook has been balling out for the Clippers, kind of looking like the old Russell Westbrook. Now adding James Harden to that, Russell Westbrook goes down to the fourth option. Russell Westbrook needs to pass the ball more. Somebody has to sacrifice points and rebounds and stuff like that. I don't know how I'm feeling about it yet, especially when Russell Westbrook and James Harden were on the same team twice now, and this is going on the third time. And both times before it didn't work out. I'm mixed about it. I like the move for both teams, but as of right now, I have to go with the 76ers winning the trade.
Now, do you think James Harden could possibly be coming off the bench like Chris Paul in Golden State for the first time ever in their career?
No, absolutely not. James Harden is not going to sit on the bench on this Clippers team. Your starting lineup is going to be Russell Westbrook, James Harden, Paul George, Kawhi Leonard, and Zubac. I personally think that's a very stacked lineup and not enough ball to be thrown around to these
Yeah,
four first players.
that's a
But
crazy lineup, man. That is
but
a crazy lineup.
it is. And I think that it's going to be either really good for this Clippers team because of all the injuries that happen with Kawhi and Paul George. But at the same time, if they're all playing at the same time, the chemistry might not work.
Yeah, so I agree with you that I think the 76ers won the trade. Also, but I don't think it's because they genuinely. I don't think it's because they won the trade. I think the pieces in LA are just not going to work out the way that they hope they work out too. You know, if you had James Harden, Russell Westbrook, Paul George, and Kawhi Leonard 3 years ago on the same team, I'm in a whole different boat right now, okay? That's a whole other conversation. Those are four people at prime levels in their game. So the pieces working all together, like you said, with the ball distribution. I don't know. James Harden and Russell, third time's the charm. Maybe OKC. That was the opportunity I thought for when they would mesh together. I don't even think it's time for a third time. Paul George and Kawhi on there. I don't think Kawhi's really one to nag about the ball. He's just going to get his buckets where it is and then distribute to the team. Paul George again. I think Paul George and Kawhi's maturity is way above Westbrook and Harden's maturity. So I think there'll inevitably be locker room conflicts between the maturity of James Harden and Russell Westbrook. And Paul George and Kawhi are going to have to battle that and deal with that and figure out how to come together. I think it really comes down to, are these guys all just going to buy into each other and play their role for a championship? Or are they going to continue to be, I need the ball, I need my points, I need to get mine, I don't care if we win. Like, that's what it comes down to with this Clippers team. And also, you know somebody on this team is getting injured throughout the season, whether it's Kawhi, Paul George, Harden, or Westbrook. Somebody's getting injured at some point, and it's going to put a damper on everything. And there we go. As for the 76ers, I like the Robert Covington addition. It is defense. I don't feel as though they gave up that much. I don't think Harden was doing anything for them, really. I think Tyrese Maxey is the guy out there with Embiid. It's going to be pretty great to see. But I don't think they won in leaps and bounds. I don't think they elevated themselves to another tier in the NBA. I think they put themselves to stay relevant in the secondary tier. I don't think they hopped into a first tier team by this trade whatsoever. They're still 4-5 in my eyes, finishing in the conference. I don't see them finishing 2-3 or even close to 1. So that's just me.
All right. So are you talking about the Clippers or are you talking about the 76ers? Because
76ers.
All right. So for the 76ers, I'm just going to let you know the lineup that we got here for their roster, right? We obviously know they got Joel Embiid and Tyrese Maxey. They added Kelly Oubre Jr. They have Tobias Harris. They have Patrick Beverley. They have Danny Green and Mo Bamba. And then after that, they add Robert Covington, Nick Batum, and Marcus Morris Sr.
They waived Danny Green to make room for this trade.
Oh, okay. All right. So they don't have Danny Green, but they have KJ, which is Kevin Martin Jr., and he's honestly should be playing way more than what he is. The only reason why is because he was on a stacked Clippers team. Now being on the 76ers, he has some room to grow, and we all know how Philly loves their young players like Tyrese Maxey and like how Joel Embiid was, and now adding KJ over to it. I like the dynamic there. For me, I think that they have a lot of good role players, and it's going to benefit for players like Joel Embiid and Tyrese Maxey that can go and give you a bucket when you're getting double teamed, right? I personally like this team a lot better in the playoffs now than I did at the beginning of this trade. I think that they hopped up to a top 3 team in the East for me. I have the Boston Celtics, I have the Milwaukee Bucks, and then I have the Philadelphia 76ers.
I still put the Cavs over the Sixers in my eyes.
I like the Cavs. I think the Cavs are an underrated team, but they're very injured right now without Darius Garland and without Jarrett Allen. I don't see them going anywhere right now. That's just my own opinion. With this 76ers team, they're 9 players deep. They're 9 players deep. So you don't have just a starting lineup. You also have most of a bench lineup that you can rely on to go get buckets for you. I like what I'm seeing from the 76ers. Now, on the other hand, the Clippers. I think that they're still in trouble. I think that they're still going to end up a 5 or 6 seed because of what you were saying with the injuries. Kawhi cannot play a full season anymore. Paul George he's going to have probably the best year that he has ever had, or the second best year that he's ever had this year because of this trade, because now you have to play so many different people and Paul George isn't going to get double teamed. Russell Westbrook should benefit from this on assists. With points, not so much. And then James Harden needs to come through and be a playmaker. He needs to be a team first guy. We need to see the James Harden from the OKC and early Houston days. We don't need to see the James Harden that needs to go out and score 30 points a game. It's not the James Harden that we need on this team right now. Now, me personally, and I actually have a question for you, because looking at this, we see OKC all over this team right now. Would you go out and would you trade Kawhi Leonard for Kevin Durant?
I mean, if I thought Russell Westbrook and James Harden and Paul George were the winning combination, maybe, but I don't think they're the winning combination, so I'm not making a trade for anything. I don't think it's a winning combination in any sense of the team, whether you put Durant in there, whether you put Curry in there, whether you put LeBron in there. I don't care who you put in there. I just think there's too many locker room problems that are going to arise, too many ball hog mentalities, too many I'm him mentalities, too much ego, not enough down to earth to win a damn championship. We've seen it time and time again over their entire careers. They could have had way more championships, both of them, as players than they do have if they could have just shoved the ego down, maybe took a pay cut or went to a team or played a role or did whatever they had to do, and they're not willing to do it. Why do I think they're going to do it now? Because they're older in their career, they're more wiser, I hope. But end of the day, Harden's still hanging out with Lil Baby out in France, so I don't know if he's mature. Russell Westbrook still gets in fights with the media, so I don't know if he's more mature. It's just not happening in my book. I don't think that trade's worth it even to discuss.
Wow. Okay. I think the opposite, the direct opposite. So what I'm seeing here is we have a Steven Adams in Zubac or in Plumlee. You have two options there, right? You could also use one of those guys as a trade piece for Kevin Durant. Then after that, you have Kawhi. That should be Kevin Durant right now on this team. Like, if we're in a different universe right now, this team is the Oklahoma City Thunder right now, being honest with you. Russell Westbrook, James Harden, Paul George, and Kevin Durant. That's basically what the OKC Thunder were this whole decade. So to put all of them on a team to maybe win a championship, I think is the right move. I think Kawhi Leonard isn't a good fit for an LA team. We've seen him do good on San Antonio. We've seen him do good on Toronto because those weren't big market teams. You didn't have to play every night, and you could still have a good night because you weren't playing because of the team that you had. Now, when you're in LA, you get all these things that's like, oh, why is he not playing? We paid to see him, blah, blah, blah. And I understand completely. I think players should play all the time. You're on the court for a reason. You're a star for a reason. You're getting paid the money for a reason. But at the same time, I don't see him being a good fit for LA. I see Kevin Durant being a hell of a fit for an LA team. And not even just that. Now you have Kevin Durant going against LeBron for the LA championship in the Western Conference Finals there. I would do it if I was the LA Clippers. I would personally say, listen, here's Zubac. Here's Kawhi Leonard. Give us Kevin Durant. And then
it could work for ticket sales. Is it going to work on an NBA floor with three divas on the same court still to this day, even at the end of their careers? No, it's just not going to work. Kevin Durant got to stay off Twitter or X. Harden's got to stop hanging out with these rappers and getting caught up in jail. And Westbrook just needs to figure out that the earth isn't flat. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. So it's just three immature children still playing basketball, just like the OKC days. It's going to end in the same result.
I tend to disagree with you. I think if Kevin Durant was on this team, I think Kevin Durant has learned a lot about basketball and a lot about team winning when he was on Golden State. I think that's why right now the Phoenix Suns are so intriguing, because even when Bradley Beal and Devin Booker are not playing, you still think that the Phoenix Suns are going to win because Kevin Durant is on the team and he can still give you 30 a night. I think that this team needs a player like Kevin Durant. I think Kevin Durant is a better option as a star player to build off of than Kawhi Leonard is at the moment, because I think Kawhi Leonard is a second option at best on a team, especially with his injuries. I don't think he can play the defense that he played in 2013. I don't think he has the offense that he had in 2019. I think that Kawhi Leonard is pretty much washed right now, and I think Kevin Durant can still go give you 30 a night if needed. I personally think that Kevin Durant is a better star than Kawhi Leonard, in my own opinion.
Understood. He could be as great of a star as he wants to be. Rattling in the reins of teammates that are unpredictable and have their own thoughts is a whole other aspect that he does not have the least amount of experience with. He is a team hopper. He hops to an already established franchise, an already established system, and plays his role, which is get buckets. Okay? That's bottom line.
So can I ask you something? Was Brooklyn established when he was on the team?
No, and that's why they still crashed and burned.
Okay, so Brooklyn wasn't established until he got there. All right. Golden State was the only established team that I could say that he was on, that he went to.
Okay, how many championships has Kevin Durant won, and with which franchises?
2 with the Golden State Warriors.
Okay, copy that. So he only won with an established franchise, and all the other franchises that were not established, he did not win with. So there you go.
I understand that, but at the same time, you have to look at the teams that he was on, because the OKC Thunder were in the running for the championship every single year that he was there.
Yes.
Every single year that he was there.
Did they get it done? Did they get it done?
They didn't have the likes of Russell Westbrook.
I don't care. If he was that guy that could put a team together, if he was that guy, he would have done it in Brooklyn. Kyrie and Harden? Are you kidding me? But now him and Harden are going to magically work in LA? What?
I don't think so, but I think that they could all get it done if all 4 were on the floor. I think because Kevin Durant, if you look at the teams that he's been on, the OKC Thunder was not established when he went there. He had to go there to establish that team. He then went to Golden State Warriors, that was an established team, I will give you that. He went to the Brooklyn Nets, that were established when he got there. And then after that, he went to the Phoenix Suns, that were established when he got there.
No. You're crazy now. You're crazy.
Hold up.
You're saying Kevin Durant built the Suns? That's crazy.
The Suns team right now? Yes. Bradley Beal, Devin Booker, Kevin Durant? Yes. That didn't happen until Kevin Durant got there. Am I wrong?
Yeah. Adding Bradley Beal, whatever, but you're saying Booker wasn't a star before Durant got there? The organization wasn't a playoff-ready team before he got there? You're saying that? True.
They had a 1 year... All right, hold up. All right, hold up. So, sorry, my camera got all messed up. So what I'm telling you is they had a 1 year window. They had a 1 year window with an old and aging Chris Paul and a DeAndre Ayton that was overrated, and a Devin Booker. The only star on that team was Devin Booker. Chris Paul was past his prime. DeAndre Ayton should have been a star that wasn't. And then after that, Kevin Durant got there. And then after that, they brought in Nurkic and they brought in Bradley Beal.
Yeah, you're over here singing like starting from the bottom, now we're here, bro. They were already on their way. It's not like Kevin Durant just came in and everything came. It's like, oh, we had some pieces, we gained Kevin Durant, and now we're at a top tier level. He met him halfway. It's not Kevin Durant against the world building it up. You can't put Kevin Durant in a LeBron type situation.
I'm not. Trust me, I'm not. I'm not saying that he's the god of the team and everything like that. I'm not saying that. Obviously, I know your star is Devin Booker, but at the time, Devin Booker didn't really elevate himself until Kevin Durant got there, which was last season. No, seriously, he was inconsistent. He was very inconsistent.
Okay, he was inconsistent. I'll give you that. But boy was still dropping 70 on the Celtics like it was nothing.
That was one game.
I don't care, bro. I don't care. He was still the man.
That was one game. I think overall Devin Booker is going to show why he's a star this year more than any year that he's been on the Phoenix Suns, in my own opinion.
Reason to say that Kevin Durant is not the reason why this Phoenix Suns. If Devin Booker's going to carry him this year, then why? Durant just makes the team better. I understand that. I'm not arguing that. I'm not arguing that Kevin Durant doesn't make a team better that he goes on to. What I'm arguing is the fact that if Kevin Durant didn't go there and they went, if somebody, I could name probably 4 or 5 players that I'd rather have Kevin Durant than Kevin Durant on a team out of there.
Well, yeah, but at the time, Kevin, you weren't what you traded for Kevin Durant, you're not going to get for any other star right now. That's the point. Your option was Kevin Durant or stick with the team that you were with. And if you stuck with the team that you were with, you were 6th seed at best because of the aging point guard that you had in Chris Paul. The team was falling. The team was breaking down, and they needed to do something to save Devin Booker so he didn't want to trade to a different team or didn't go to a different team in free agency. So after that, they gained Kevin Durant, and they said, all right, well, we're going to trade Chris Paul over for Bradley Beal, and then after that, we're going to give DeAndre Ayton his contract just so we can trade him to go get Nurkic, and there we have a big 4. That's when this team was established. That's when Devin Booker really was like, oh, okay, well, now we can look at Devin Booker as a main person in the league. We didn't look like, dude, last year and the year before that, we were looking at Jaylen Brown as better than Devin Booker. We were. It's just this, it's Bradley Beal with the same thing. You didn't know who the best shooting guard in the league was when Devin Booker didn't have Kevin Durant and didn't have Bradley Beal and didn't have Nurkic. Now that you guys got them, and now that you have a big 4, now it's a clear cut that Devin Booker is the star of this team. He's going to need to be the one that has the last shot in his hands to win the game, and he's going to be the best shooting guard in the league.
Understood. I could agree with you.
All right, so that proves my point that he wasn't a full-on star. He was a secondary star before Kevin Durant got there.
Yeah, that's understandable, but Booker was going to become that star regardless of if Kevin Durant joined his team or not. He was already on the way to be that. He was growing to be that person. He was him. We all knew that. Just because Kevin Durant happened to come at the right time, and it looks like Kevin Durant brought this great player out of Devin Booker and made him blah, 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 blah. No, that's not it. That's not it. He was going to be as great as he is now with or without Kevin Durant. He still doesn't have a championship. With Durant, he still wouldn't have had a championship. Without Durant, he's the same player.
If he had Kevin Durant in that series against the Milwaukee Bucks, they would have won that championship.
Whatever. Your hearsay is getting on my nerves, man. Whatever. You can put all your what-ifs in there. You can put all your what-ifs in there.
They would have. It would have been too much for Giannis.
They lost in 5 games.
It would have been too much for Giannis, in my own opinion. But let us know what you think. Do you think that the Clippers won this trade, or do you think that the 76ers won this trade? And do you think that Kevin Durant is a secondary star, or do you think that he made teams? Let us know in the comments. We'll be sure to
Kevin
answer
Durant's receding like his hairline.
I love it. I love it. But next, we're going to head over to the Live 5 list where we have a special one for you. It's not going to be 5. It's actually going to be 10. And we're going to stay on the NBA topic, so stay tuned for that.